So the challenge we have out there at the moment is most people are still suffering from debt. And I think it's something like 60% of the people out there at the moment have arrangements with creditors where, although we're not in any recession at the moment, the last one really hit people hard, you know. And then we have the actual students, you know, and many students are coming out of university with up to £40,000 worth of debt, you know, and they can't find any work. Well, there's good and bad news there. They don't have to pay it back until they find a good job, you know. However, it's always going to hang over them until that point in time. So this is a wonderful opportunity for people who are really, really struggling with debt, that's for sure. And the more and more companies now are, the whole work marketplace is changing. And it's changing because we have robots here. And a great example is go and look at some of the car plants, because where I live, you can go and have a look at Range Rovers being built. And I did about 10 years ago, and there was lots of men there with hammers and spanners and things making cars. On the last one I went to, there's just 3 men, and there's robots there just actually doing everything, and people just watching it. And I seen something on the TV, and it was for cornflakes. And they make cornflakes, and I think they're shipping, if I remember right, it's 250,000 boxes a day. And there's only 3 men that work there because everything is done by robots. Everything. And these 3 men are there just in case it breaks down, but they don't get involved at all. So you see, it's all changing. So the whole dynamics of our life, if you like, is changing. And the reason it's changing is because we've moved on. And there was a guy called Paul Zane Pilzer who actually said there is going to be a distribution revolution coming up. And his book, I forget the name of it now, but it'll come back to me in a while. Basically, he went to actually on to say that it's going to change. People are now going to have things delivered to their door. So the high street will disappear, and there'll be big units everywhere where they ship out. And that's exactly what is happening now, because Next, if you go to Next now, you can order by midnight. And if you order by midnight, you'll actually get your product the next day delivered to your door. And so people now are accepting this. It's not old-fashioned now. It's not out of date. It's very current that people order online and have things delivered to their actual door. You know, and another one thing is stress. More and more people than ever are getting weighed down with stress. And there was a survey that said 96% of people lay awake at night worrying about health or their finances. And we can actually adjust both of those. But you have 2 choices. You can either shrink your dream when you haven't got enough money, or you can make more money and live your dream. And I believe you should dream big. I really have always believed you can dream big. I had it instilled into me when I was very, very young, at the age of 14 actually, my first job I ever had. And the guy there said, you know, if you want a different life to what you've got now, you've got to dream big. Dream outside of the box. And so I decided to get rid of my box, to be honest. So I don't have a box now. So if anyone's got a spare box they want to give away, I don't want it. Yeah. No, so I don't dream out the box. I don't have a box. But the great news is you can have anything you want to at all. It's just a case of how big is your dream and what are you going to do about it. And if you just settle for the fact of, oh, I get less money now, so I'm going to have to shrink my dreams, that's exactly what you will get. What you need to be thinking is, okay, there's my dream, here's my income, what am I going to do to bridge the gap? And for most people, it's a part-time industry. You know, and this part-time industry is ginormous. There's more people working in this industry now part-time than any other job sector. It's the biggest, it's going forward, and the DSA are producing results after results to say more people are joining. But what it is because it's fluid, so it works around your current position. So you don't have to give your job up, you don't have to give your normal activities up, and all the spare time you have, you can make some great income by actually deciding just sharing our products with people. So it is an absolutely phenomenal business which allows you to dream big. And then we have the cash flow quadrant. And where a lot of people are, 90% of people earn 10% of the wealth. And that's because they're employed or they're self-employed. Somebody else is telling them what to do and how to do it, and they're being paid the minimum they have to be paid to get the job done. 90% of people have 10% of the wealth. That 90% though, there's a huge proportion who would like and wish to have their own business. They really do want to have their own business. But imagine going to the bank and saying, like for our company, for example, which is nutrition, which is very heavy licensed, there's lots and lots of legal processes and checks that have to happen. If you were to launch just one product, you'd need several £million from the bank manager to go out there and launch just one product in this industry. Now, so most people can't afford to launch their own business. What we do is we actually look at this other side of the quadrant, which is business owners and people who invest their money. And this is where 10% of the people earn 90% of the wealth. This is where everyone would like to get to. Well, majority of people, because some people just want to stay broke. but a lot of people would like to move across, but they can't. What Manatech does is we build a bridge, so you can actually go across from one side to the other side, because we do offer you your own business, but it's very, very minimal startup costs, and for most people it's free of charge. So we have got an absolutely phenomenal bridge in place where you can walk across, there's no holes in it, and as long as you actually work with the person who's invited you here today and follow their leadership, then you'll be able to make the transition across, and you can start to live your dream rather than somebody else's dream. And there's two trends going out there at the moment. One is direct sales, and the other one is health and wellness. Now, health and wellness is now becoming more hip everywhere, and you'll see, I heard on the Olympics, in fact, when I was driving today, is they're using bioresume feedback, which is all natural, and they're using it in Team GB. And by all accounts, they just hook people up, and it's giving their own energy back to them. It's totally legal. It's not illegal. And this guy was saying, he was talking about the cyclist who I forget his name now, just won the gold last night or something. He's got 8th most decorated person. Bradley Wiggins, that's right, yeah. And he was talking about, how do you keep people in top form? And this doctor was saying, it's bioresume feedback, which is it just proves that naturally there's so much, and people now, and more people looking for things naturally rather than synthetic challenges that are out there. So, in health and wellness, there's more and more people also that are actually saying, I don't want to grow old gracefully. I'm really not going to do that, And so they're having Botox, they're having nip and tuck, but they're investing in themselves now. They're seeing their body as a temple, and as a result of that, they're investing in the temple, and living a much, much better life. And as far as direct sales go, well, this is the fastest growing market in the world, and as a business in the UK, 2012 to 2013, the UK government started to recognise this industry properly because sales went over 2 billion in the UK market. I haven't got it in writing yet, but I've heard that for 2014, 2015, it's over 3 billion. So this industry really, really is now playing a major part. And that's why at a recent DSA conference, we had a government minister come and talk to us all about, how they want to support the industry. And that's because there is such a big industry now, it can no longer be ignored. It's gaining momentum, and you really don't want to miss out. And the only one question I'd say is, if you do miss out, it'd be like saying, if you know now what you knew about Microsoft, when Microsoft was first launched, would you invested in them at $2 a share? You probably would, Well, if you miss out, you'd be like missing out on the second Microsoft, because this industry is really gathering pace now, so you want to be part of it. So if those are the two big mega trends, if you could put them together, that'd be like perfect harmony, wouldn't it? And that's exactly what our company does. We actually put these two trends together. We work in the direct sales market. We have cutting edge nutritional products, and together they actually do make it, an opportunity where everyone should be involved in. So how